I'm excited about today's video. This video is about how to connect with God throughout your day. That's right, how to connect with God throughout your day. So stay tuned, keep listening. Welcome to Dr. K Speaks. I'm Dr. K, and I'm here to help you to navigate through the many challenges in your life's journey so that you might ultimately become the highest version of yourself. So like I said, I'm going to talk about how to connect with God throughout your day. First, you need to have an intention. It has to be something that you really want to do, because if you really don't want to do it, then you're not going to do it. So if you want to connect with God throughout your day, that means that you're getting ready to establish a new habit, a habit that you don't already have right now. And how do you establish a new habit? By identifying what you want that new habit to be, and then you have to practice it repetitiously over and over and over again. And the more that you do that, then that'll get wired into your brain as your new habit. So first of all, set your intention. And then just know that you can talk to God at any time of the day. You can be doing anything. You don't always have to be, in the prayer mode of having your hands clasped or whatever other rituals that you might do. You could be driving in your car and having a conversation with God, connecting with God. You can be cooking some food and you can be talking to God. Whatever it is that you're doing, walking down the street, you could be at work. It could be in the midst, you could be in the midst of conflict, and you can stop and in your mind just talk to God. So again, you got to have the intention of wanting to do it. And then you just practice it on a regular basis over and over and over again. Now, I do want to say something, because if you notice, I've been saying talk to God, and this video is about connecting with God throughout the day. So establishing a connection, because a lot of people talk to God, but then a lot of people don't listen to God. And something that has worked for me for the past 30 something years is engaging in prayer and meditation. So now that would be my formal way of just sitting down and being quiet without being interrupted by anything and doing my prayer. And in that prayer, I will be talking to God about whatever it is that I wanted to talk about, whether I'm asking for guidance on the situation or whatever it was. And then during my meditation time is when my mind was quieted so that I can listen to God. And once I practiced that over and over and over again, I got to the point to where throughout the day, I could listen to God. I can talk to God. I can listen to God. And heck, it might be even certain situations where I didn't even ask God a question, but bam, I'm receiving that spiritual guidance about what is important for me to do in that moment. So that's all about a connection. So it's important to establish a connection, establish a relationship with God. The meditation part is a really, really, really important aspect of this connection to God, because like I said, a lot of people will talk to God with prayer, but don't take the time to listen. So it's like God could have the answers to whatever it is that you prayed about. But if you are not clear-minded, or if you're, for example, focusing on some thinking, you got some unresolved issues, some things happened, maybe something just triggered you and you focused on thinking, then God is trying to get to you, but God can't get to you because you got all of this cloudiness going on in your reception, because you got your mind focused in a different direction. And that's why it's important to work on resolving all the past issues that you possibly can. And this is important. When you're resolving your issues, what you're actually doing is getting yourself to more of an authentic space where you're experiencing that joy and harmony in life. And all of those are qualities of the Spirit, qualities of God. So as you work on resolving all of your issues so that you're not mad at this person for doing that, or mad at that other person for saying that, or even mad at yourself, because all of that anger, all of that distress is not in alignment with the gifts of the Spirit, where you would actually be experiencing that connection with God. It's kind of hard to experience connection with God when you're pissed off and angry and mad, because you're in a dark space and God is more of the light. But what you can do when you're pissed off and mad is you can tell yourself to stop for a minute and just breathe. And then get in touch with your heart and talk to God. It doesn't have to be a formal prayer. It doesn't have to be a formal ritual. It's just a conversation. It's a conversation that, like you have with whomever it is that you talk to. That's how I first started talking to God. God knew my heart and God listened. So you don't have to have a formal prayer. You don't have to know a formal prayer. You don't have to learn a formal prayer. All you need to do is be authentic. Tap into your heart space and just come from a space of wanting to connect with God and talk to God. You can do it out loud if you want to, or you can do it in your mind. And then remember that is so very important that you take the time to listen to the divine guidance that God might have to offer you for those answers. And God answers our prayers in many ways. It could be in a session of meditation where you're just sitting there with your eyes closed in a space of peace, and then God brings in an answer. Or you could be watching TV and God can answer your prayer through whatever show it is that you're watching, because it might have been something that you've been challenged with, you prayed about it, and then all of a sudden you turn on the channel and then there's your answer. Or you can be standing in a store in line waiting to make your purchase, and the people behind you are talking about something, and as they're talking, that's answering your prayer. So God has all kinds of ways with working with all of us. It's just important to get started with talking to God throughout the day. And it's important to be mindful, which means being aware of your mind space and being aware of what and when God might be revealing to you your answer, because you can miss it if you're not paying attention. So start paying more attention. And it's so important to work on reprogramming your brain so that you can get yourself to a space of peace. And in my book, I Rewired My Brain, My Journey to Freedom, this book is a template to help you to get there. And then the book also has a workbook, and both of them are available on Amazon. These are templates to help you to get to a more peaceful space in your life, because these books, the book and the workbook, is all about resolving your issues, reprogramming your brain so that you can be in a space of peace, which is, again, in harmony with the divine, in harmony with God. So I wish you many blessings for connecting with God. Practice regularly. Have that intent to want to connect with God. And remember that all you got to do is just open your heart and get into that authentic self. You don't even have to know what that means, but just be sincere when you're talking to God. And make sure that you take the time to listen to when God is talking to you. Thank you for listening. And if you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe so that you can be aware of all of the other videos that I upload on how to become the highest version of yourself. Thank you for listening.